If you're looking for the best starter camera for photography, the options are honestly overwhelming. I spent the last month carrying these 5 cameras around to see which ones actually deliver and which ones are just hype. I've tested everything from cheap point-and-shoots to mirrorless setups, so you don't have to waste your cash on the wrong gear.
Product number 1, Canon EOS Rebel T7 DSLR. When I first picked up the Rebel T7, it felt exactly like what a real camera should feel like. It's got that chunky, solid grip that makes you feel like a pro, even if you're just starting out. I spent a few afternoons shooting at a local park, and that 24.1 megapixel sensor really surprised me with how much detail it pulls in compared to my phone. The optical viewfinder is probably my favorite part. There's something about seeing the actual light through the lens rather than looking at a screen that helps you learn composition way faster. I noticed the 9-point autofocus is a bit basic by today's standards, but for still portraits or landscapes, it locks on just fine. I also tried out the Wi-Fi feature to send shots to my phone, and it's a lifesaver when you want to post something high quality to Instagram immediately. The kit lens it comes with, the 18 to 55mm, is a great do-it-all starter. I used it for everything from wide street shots to close-up shots of flowers. It isn't the best in super dark rooms, but for a beginner learning the ropes of manual settings, it's a classic for a reason. If you want that traditional DSLR experience without spending a fortune, this is the one I'd grab. It's rugged, the battery lasts forever, and it's basically the gold standard for photography students.
Product number 2, Kodak PIXPRO FC55-BK. Switching gears to something way more portable, I slipped the Kodak FC55 into my pocket for a weekend trip. It's tiny, like fits in your palm tiny. The build is plastic, but it doesn't feel brittle. It's designed for those moments where you want better quality than a phone, but don't want to carry a heavy bag. During my testing, the 5x optical zoom was the standout feature. When I was walking around downtown, I could zoom in on architectural details that my phone would have just turned into a blurry digital mess. The 16-megapixel sensor does a solid job in bright daylight, giving photos a clean, nostalgic look that's really popular right now. I also played around with the 1080p video, and while it's not going to win an Oscar, it's perfect for quick travel clips or day-in-the-life vlogs. The 2.7-inch screen is bright enough to see what you're doing, though I struggled a bit in direct noon sunlight. One thing I really appreciated was the rechargeable battery. No hunting for AA's in a gas station. If you're a casual shooter who wants something better than a smartphone for vacations or nights out with friends, this little guy is a no-brainer. It's simple, it's cheap, and it gets the job done without any complicated menus.
Product number 3, Kodak PIXPRO Friendly Zoom FC45-WH. The FC45 is very similar to its brother, the FC55, but with a few key differences I noticed while using them side by side. The white finish on this one looks really sleek and modern. It's slightly more boxy, but it still fits comfortably in one hand. The big thing here is the power source. This one runs on 2 AA batteries. I actually found this super convenient during a long day of shooting because when I ran out of juice, I just popped in a fresh pair from my bag instead of waiting for a USB charge. The 4x zoom is a little shorter than the FC55, but the 27mm wide-angle lens is fantastic for group shots. I took this to a family dinner and managed to get everyone around the table in one frame without having to back into the kitchen. The image quality is decent for a budget camera, especially if you like that vintage digital aesthetic. It handles 1080p video just fine, and the digital image stabilization helps keep your hands from making the footage look too shaky. It's a very friendly camera, hence the name. If you're the type of person who forgets to charge your electronics and prefers the convenience of replaceable batteries, this is a great low-stress entry point into photography.
Product number 4, Kodak PIXPRO AZ405 digital camera. Now, if you want some serious reach, the AZ405 is a totally different beast. This is a bridge camera, meaning it looks like a DSLR, but functions with the ease of a point-and-shoot. The moment I held it, I noticed the massive 40x optical zoom lens. I took this out to a local lake, and I was able to get clear shots of birds across the water that were basically invisible to the naked eye. The optical image stabilization is the real MVP here. Usually, when you zoom in that far, the slightest hand tremor ruins the shot, but the AZ405 kept things remarkably steady. The 20-megapixel sensor provides a nice bump in resolution over the smaller models, giving the photos a bit more pop and clarity. I also liked that it has more manual-style controls on the top dial, which helped me feel more in control of the shot. Like the FC45, this runs on AAs, which makes it a fantastic travel companion for road trips or camping where you might not have an outlet. It's a bit bulkier, sure, but the trade-off is that incredible zoom. If you're into wildlife, sports, or just want to sit in the back of a concert and still get a great shot of the stage, this is definitely the best bang for your buck in the zoom category.
Product number 5, Canon EOS R50 mirrorless camera. Finally, I spent some time with the Canon R50, and honestly, this thing feels like the future. It's mirrorless, so it's much smaller and lighter than the T7 DSLR, but it's packed with high-end tech. The first thing I noticed was the autofocus. It's scary fast. I tested it on my dog running in the yard, and it tracked his eyes perfectly without me having to do a thing. For anyone interested in video or vlogging, this is the clear winner. The 4K video is crisp and uncropped, and the flip-out touchscreen made it so easy to film myself. I also loved the close-up demo mode. I held up a lens cap to the camera, and it instantly shifted focus to the object, then snapped back to my face when I dropped it. It's a small detail, but for content creators, it's huge. Even though it's small, it feels premium. The electronic viewfinder is super sharp, and the 24.2 megapixel sensor produces images that look professional right out of the gate. It's a bit more of an investment, but it's a camera you won't outgrow for years. If you're serious about starting a YouTube channel or want the best possible image quality in a portable package, the R50 is the one to save up for.